Let me first say I bought this with my own money. You've probably never seen this thing in your entire life, but we're going to do some tests with it. This is referred to the IMCO automatic rice cooking cylinder. And this is how it looks. Okay? It is 36 meters in diameter, 1.4 inches. It is 40 millimeters high, 1.5 inches. It weighs 22 grams or 0.77 ounces. Inside it, we have a carbon felt with a screen on top, as you can see. This unscrews and you can replace the carbon felt. Do you need to buy something like this? No, this is just a very convenient package. You notice it has some lines on the bottom, which kind of lifts it up a little bit from the bottom of the stove. So what is this? It's basically used for simmering, is what this is. You will find very few. I think there's one guy that made a video and didn't fully understand how this thing works. You will find Japanese videos that you have to actually translate for you to understand what's going on. Now, this will go inside your stove like that, is what that will do. They do include this measuring cup with a pour spout, which is kind of nice. There's the actual box, what it looks like. I had to order this on eBay, which cost me over 30 bucks. If you can get it on Alibaba or some other website, it's very difficult to get your hands on this. It really is. Now, this measuring cup they give me has a nice pour spout, but it does not fit inside my stove. To where my shot glass does fit inside my stove. Okay? And my other shot glass does fit in it. I do have proper measurements on my smaller measuring cups. I don't need this one. Now, I made rice before, and when I did, basically you set the cup right on top of the Evernew stove, cutting off the top burners. You can do that, put a windshield around, but it's really not that sturdy. Now, I had a formula when I made the rice where you cook it for 9 minutes. You take it off, you put a cozy around it, you let it simmer. I mean, the process I did does work. Okay? I use a half a cup of rice with 3/4 a cup of water. But the whole idea of this thing is light it and don't worry about it. That's it. That's what it is. This is the Evernew DX stand, DZ10, I forget, but is what it is. If you put this plate with the ridges up, you raise it up a hair. Then you drop this in. Well, now you get the same thing as this being on top of here, or this being on top of here, and now it's a little bit more braced. So basically, you simmer either way. Or you go get this, and apparently you just light it and forget it. That is the idea of what's going on. Now, from what I can figure out, and this is just me trying to do my basic math, 15 millimeters of fuel will do a half a cup of rice, 20 millimeters will do 3/4 cup of rice, and 25 millimeters of fuel will do 1 cup of rice. So that's what I'm seeing. Now you have to let it soak for a good 30 seconds before lighting it. That's what you're working on. So I'm going to run 20 millimeters of fuel inside that item. And actually, I'm going to use this one. Now, I put black marks on my glasses so I could see them easier on my shot glasses to do this. Because nobody seems to set it where you can see easy. So, okay, I got this. We're going to add some fuel here. And I dripped a little bit. We'll see if that matters. And it's coming out the bottom. So now I'm going to take that and put that inside my stove. So ideally, you want to put the stove inside your alcohol stove, so when the alcohol comes out the bottom, it's caught inside the stove. And maybe that's needed. Maybe once the carbon felt absorbs the alcohol, some does have to come out the bottom, because this burner starts off slow and then it tends to get higher and then it goes slower. At least that's what I'm seeing. Okay? So I'm going to try doing this. So hopefully you can see what's going on inside. And see if we can do this. Kill the light, please. Whoa, that scared me. Alright, hopefully you can see that going. Now turn the light on. So that's actually going. So now we got it. Does feel like a dull simmer there. So this, still going. Now I'm not sure if it's too high. I'm not sure if it's too low. That's the thing. Is that clock counting? Yes. Now I can hear the burner trying. Kind of like an alcohol stove where it's going cluck, 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 cluck type of thing. Is what I hear. And this is supposed to be a thing where you just set it and forget it. Now I will put up some numbers on the screen, and the fuel and stuff is not, in stone. You're going to have to play with it. This is just what I came up with to see what works best for you. We seem to have a nice good burn now. She's getting pretty hot in there, as you can see. Flip that off. So you see the inside's pretty strong. So it's almost like I've got like a full burn from an alcohol stove now. Turn it on. So I would imagine the alcohol that came out of the bottom of the IMCO is now lit the actual alcohol stove, where all the burners are lit on the actual alcohol stove. But that little bit that came out, I don't know, was like what? Maybe like 5 millimeters. And you see now it's gone down again. So the little bit of alcohol that came out, because I did 20 millimeters, it lit the full titanium burner. And then that ran for what? Maybe a minute, two? And then once that alcohol was burned off from inside the actual titanium burner, it is now switched over to the IMCO rice cooking with the felt that's inside. And I can feel heat here from the pot. So there is, if I was to touch this, I would hurt myself. So I can feel the heat coming out of that. So I don't know if this is going to work or how this is going to turn out. I just thought this IMCO thing is so light that it might be something good to have inside my kit for cooking. I just wish it didn't have to come all the way from Japan, because it took 3 weeks to get here. And it from what videos I've seen, it seems to work. Now you can go buy some carbon felt and wrap it up and kind of make your own thing if you wanted to, I guess. I just like things as a proper kit to make things easier. I do see a flame inside still. I still feel it's not as hot now. I do feel it like it's, you know, a really gentle simmer. And as you can see from the clock there ticking, what did we got it running for now? We've got it running for 4 minutes. Now, normally when an ever new titanium alcohol stove, it burns hot heavy, right? So this thing usually dies in about 5 minutes. Now, if you put a pot right on top, then you can get probably about 10 minutes out of it, is what you'll get. But this is kind of a nice setup because I do have partial wind protection. I do have a nice stable stand to put the pot on. The pot I'm using is a silver ant. I think it's a 1600 milliliter is what I'm using, with 3/4 of a cup of rice and a half a cup of water. No.
3/4 of a cup of water.
Yeah, 3/4 of a cup of water and a half a cup of rice. Now, I did wash the rice. I then soaked the rice for 30 minutes before I started cooking. So that's what I did. Now there's some steam coming out of the pot. So that's good news. So that tells me it is working. I don't smell any burnt rice. Normally, when you burn rice inside a titanium pot, you're going to smell it. And keep in mind, this is an IMCO automatic rice cooking cylinder and is designed to where you light it and forget it. So literally light it, put your pot on top, have it over there, and forget all about it. And then go on doing something else you want to do. Like, for example, I plan to add some chicken to this. So I would be cooking chicken or something with the second stove is what I would be doing. Because I have a pretty intense camp setup that's under 2 pounds without alcohol. Now, normally I have to set another cup on top in the one video I did because the lid was not good enough with a different brand. This is Silver Ant. Their lids are much stronger. So I may not need to set a cup on top of that. I do have a cup here off to the side half full of water in case I need to put it on top. But it doesn't look like I'm going to have to. Because what we're using is we're trying to steam that rice, right? We're running for 6 minutes now. That is really impressive. It is still going in there. I can see it. It is still going. Turn that light off, see if they can see it on camera. You can see it there a little bit. See that? Turn it on. So, this IMCO automatic rice cooking thing is still running. And it ain't going out. Running for 7 minutes. I don't smell burnt rice at all. I'm not stirring it. I'm not doing anything. Because as they advertise, set it, forget it, walk away. And that's what makes this IMCO a pretty cool gadget. Now, I'll have a link to it on eBay. But like I said, you can find it cheaper somewhere else. It's not an affiliate link, nothing like that. If it's something you want, then by all means, go see if you can find it if you want it. But if this works, I'm going to be very, very impressed with this because it weighs practically nothing, right? I'm running 8 minutes now. I still see a very tiny flame in there. I feel a very gentle heat. Literally, I can almost touch it. So it is using a very, very gentle heat, very small simmer to cook that rice. I don't smell any burnt rice yet. Nothing. Coming up on 9 minutes. That is really cool. I hope this works because that would really be awesome for simmering. So if I want to simmer pork and beans or I want to simmer something, I just dump it in a pot, light my IMCO, walk away, and I don't have to worry about it burning. I don't have to worry about stirring it. After all, it is titanium, right? And it fits right inside my Evernew titanium pot is what it does. Now, a lot of people run Triangia. Is that how you say it? Triangia? I don't know. If you run that one, you have a simmering on it, and you have all that, a little bit. So you may not find something like this useful because you have that simmering. But on an Evernew titanium stove, there is no simmering. I thought I heard it going out. Oh, still going. We're pushing 8 minutes, 9 minutes. We're on 9 minutes.
Almost 10 minutes.
Almost 10 minutes. It's trying. I think it went out. Oh, no, I still heard it. Turn that light off. Let me see if I can see in there. It's still going a little bit. I think it finally turned on. Turn it on? Yeah, it finally turned off. So let's have a look at this. I don't know. Okay. So I didn't have to put nothing on top of it. Looks like the rice has been cooking. It is all steamed up. Now, I could have took this off and set it aside. Right? Yeah, it's out. So it went out about 9, almost 10 minutes. So let me show you this. And that's the rice. And I've got, if I can show you this. If you look where the burner was in the middle, I got a tiny bit there sticking. Not bad, though. Not bad. It's not burnt. And does the rice taste okay? Yes. It's a touch hard, a little bit. So I should have took it off the burner, and I should have let it sit with the lid on it for, I don't know, maybe another 5 minutes. And it would have been perfect. So the IMCO, automatic rice cooking cylinder, works in this Evernew setup. And literally, I ran 20 millimeters of fuel, and then some of it is going to leak out the bottom of it. So make sure you've got it inside when you use it. And then it's going to start off with a slow heat. It's going to start off with a slow heat, and then it's going to use whatever went inside the actual stove, and then it's going to use a very low heat. So and it ran for about 10 minutes. I've seen people run these things for a good 15, 20 minutes, but they're obviously adding a lot more alcohol, probably 25 millimeters is what they're running. But 20 millimeters of alcohol with half a cup of rice?
Half a cup of rice.
Half a cup of rice seems to be the magic, is what I'm seeing. And I didn't have to take it off, put it on, take it out. I didn't know. It just set it and leave it. So I'm very happy with buying the IMCO. Like I said, I'll have a link to it. But this thing is quite impressive. Okay. It's definitely hot. Woo-hoo! So that's not titanium where it cools off right away. Like this is all cool to the touch, but that is stainless steel. So that's going to take a little while to cool off is what that's going to do. But if you get a chance, you might want to add that if you cook with alcohol to your alcohol kit. And again, it's the IMCO automatic rice cooking cylinder. You've seen me actually do it live. I just got it in today. I wanted to try it. It comes in this box. Everything inside that box is Japanese. You're not going to understand it. And if you want to watch more than one video on not just mine, they're out there, but you're going to have to hit the translate button and watch them in Japanese because there's a few Japanese guys that have done tests on this and they show you what they've done. So the IMCO works perfect with the ever new titanium cook stove. This is awesome. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.